What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the Utah Jazz, or what's left of them, today at 1:30 Pacific time. Running a little late, guys. I was getting ready for this party I'm going to attend to later on. So I won't be here for the postgame recap. However, I will probably be doing the postgame recap tomorrow, maybe even with some highlights. So stay tuned for that. And but tonight we got Lakers Jazz today. Early game. Y'all know how I feel about those. And it should be interesting because, like I said, the Jazz are missing several players. They're going to be missing all of their key players, really, except for maybe Jordan Clarkson. They're missing, let's see, I got the full list right here for you guys. Okay. So the Utah Jazz will be without Mike Conley, knee soreness, Rudy Gobert, knee contusion, Derek Favors, knee soreness, and Donovan Mitchell, sprained ankle. So this should be a win. However, you can't take anybody else for granted. We know Jordan Clarkson been killing this season, so we got to come out here and ball till we fall. And on the Lakers side, our injury update is going to be Andre Drummond, Kyle Kuzma, and Wesley Matthews are all good to play, as well as Dennis Schroeder and Markieff Morris. So that's the great news. Yes, they are all playing. So we're healthier than them, and so this should result in a W. However, we are playing the Utah Jazz, who are a tough team. They're the number one in the West for a reason. I'm sure their role players are going to step up and try to hit a home run for that team. And God forbid we lose this game, guys. The standings are very close, so these are the winnable ones. We have to come out here and do work. The starting lineup for the Lakers via Mike Trudell will be Dennis Schroeder, KCP, Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Drummond. So we get our more usual starting lineup. Still no Anthony Davis back, which is a good thing if you ask me. We don't need to risk him back or rush him back. But I'm looking forward to this game. Now, I will be watching half of this game at home and half on the road because, like I mentioned, I will be going to a B-Day party today. So I won't be here for the post-game recap for those of you guys just tuning in. So don't expect to see me here post-game. However, I got you guys the very next day with some highlights and maybe a breakdown as well. So no worries. Now, keys to tonight's game, man. We have to make sure that without Rudy in the paint, without Derek Favors, we have to eat in the paint. I'm talking Drummond. Let's feed him often and early. Let's slash to the basket. And hopefully guys like Kuz and THT get going early and often. Let's see how KCP looks. He's still playing through that sore back. So kudos to him for that. Let's see how he looks. He said, what's up, DTLF? What's up, bro? How you doing, man? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Running a little late, getting ready for this party, but I'm here, man. Better late than never. Hey, Dan, do you follow Trevor Lane and Lakers Nation? I'm not even sure. I think I do. I think I follow them. I'm not sure, though. I don't want to cap right here on live, so I'd have to double check that. Why? What's up? What's going on with them? Who's out for today? Davis ain't back yet, bro, but everybody else is pretty much a go. With the only question mark being, I think Margo Sol's out, but Drummond is starting. Markieff Morris is starting as well with Schroeder, KCP, and Kuz. So the typical starting lineup since we had LeBron and AD out of the rotation. Do I know the Jazz starting lineup? I don't have the Jazz starting lineup, but I do know that they're missing a lot of starters, man. They're missing basically all the key players. We saw the horrible injury to Donovan Mitchell. Thankfully, he didn't break anything, so he should be back within a couple of games. And everybody else is just basically on load management. You know, Rudy's out, Mike Conley's out. So, again, we have to come out here and still play this game as if they were in. You know, we have to play with high intensity. They're really well coached. You know, Snyder is no joke. Ever since he's taken over the Utah Jazz, he's turned that franchise around. So kudos to him. And, Utah ain't number one in the West for no reason. Like, to me, they're still not a contender, but they're still somebody who can wreak havoc in the Western Conference. So, it's going to be interesting to see who steps up. We know Jordan Clarkson's been balling. All the ex-Lakers been hooping. If you guys didn't see yesterday, Julius Randle is a bucket, man. He had 40 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds or something like that. Absolutely most improved player of the year. So I'm very proud of the young core. But tonight, Lakers have to make sure we take care of business. He said, what's up, Dan? I'm out of town visiting family. Gonna watch with my cousins. Got to finally meet my baby cousin, Luke. That's what's up, bro. Congrats, man. I think I did see that on your timeline. Yes, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. Good morning. How's your day so far? My day's good. Thanks for asking, Blitz. I appreciate you, boss. It's really good. Like I said, I've been rushing, man. Showered, cut my hair, getting ready, man, picking out an outfit to go to this party. I'm bummed out that it was today because I never like to miss any part of Laker games, but I will be watching through my phone on the road. I will definitely be keeping tabs on everything. But like I said, no worries. I will be here for the post-game recap tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning to get it out of the way. And we'll even have some highlights, which is out of the usual. So that'll be cool. You should get on a live stream with Trevor Lane one day. You guys are my two favorite people to watch when following the Lakers. Hey, I appreciate that, man. That's big praise. Trevor Lane's a cool dude. So, hey, sure. I mean, that would be an honor and a blessing. If he ever wants to do it, let's do it. Hey, how you guys doing? Good to see y'all. Good morning. Is it morning? It's afternoon now. Good afternoon, everybody. Where you get the jacket from? It's not a jacket, bro. It's a sweater. It's a hoodie, and I got it from the Nike outlet, my number one shopping go-to spot. Or you could even go on Nike.com and cop stuff like this. Well, I appreciate it. Do I know Alan Silwa? Yeah, I know Alan Silwa. Why? What's going on with Alan? He's a cool guy. You only watch me and Trevor. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you guys for reals. Hey, and listen, there's so many good YouTube channels, podcasts out there. There's so many people out here doing it for the Lakers, man. We just got to support all our people, man, no matter who it is. I have no beef with nobody. Surprisingly, some people, I don't think they like me very much for some reason, but that's okay. There's plenty of room to operate for all of Laker Nation. If you guys are looking to start a new YouTube channel, I support it. That's just the type of person I am. So, I'm always here for you guys. He said, what's your thoughts on how many fans will be allowed into Staples Center today? Will still be the 2,000 fans that were allowed when we took on the Celtics the past Friday night? My thoughts are they're slowly but surely gradually increasing the maximum amount of capacity of fans they're allowing. But if you look at the rules, there's a lot of restrictions still. Like you can't eat in the seats. You can't bring any bags or purses. You can't. You have to have a full record of all the shots, or either test results within the last 72 hours. There's so much they're trying to do, for safety protocols that if you're comfortable with that, hey, enjoy the game. But if not, I guess you're better off waiting. Dan, I haven't seen you wear the Lakers jacket all year. Playoffs, maybe? Yes, Keith. I'm trying to save it as much as possible for the playoffs, man. We all know that the mythical, magical Lakers jacket has come through for us in the past. So I don't want to wear it out, man. I really don't. Did I get vaccinated? No, I have not. I have not, my brother. He said, if KCP isn't healthy, Vogel needs to play McKinney. The kid is really good player. Go Lakers. I agree, Eddie. You know what, Wilson? Let me tell you something. This kid McKinney was a throw-in the trade for JaVale McGee, and he's actually made an impact, especially ever since LeBron and AD got injured. This kid he could play, man. He has some good size on him. What is he, 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", something like that? He's pretty athletic for his size. He moves up and down the floor extremely well. I like his defensive potential the best. Offensively, he's knocking down shots. I mean, hey, there's nothing the kid hasn't really done in his role that doesn't amount to more minutes for him, in my opinion, if I was the coaching staff. But again, we'll see. Hey, what up, Omar? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, little doggy. He said, Tasfay, what's up? What's up? Good choice on not to get vaccinated. Man, I'm the type, I like to sit back and learn and do my research before I do anything. I don't like to jump into anything without really doing my background research and all that stuff, but to each his own. Hey, if you guys feel safe for getting vaccinated, go for it, But personally, me, I want to make sure I sit back and see the results. And I'm not talking about the results a couple of days later. I want to see months later what these results of these vaccinations are. Because like I said, I've already heard of some pretty bad experiences. And I know what people are thinking. Hey, don't be a conspiracy theorist, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just being optimistic, cautiously optimistic, and I'm just sitting back and waiting to see what's up. My man said McKinney is a poor version of Andre Iguodala with better shooting. He's underrated. Wow, that's really high praise. I don't know. I don't want to compare him to anything. I've said a poor Trevor Ariza without the super athleticism that he had, but I just like how hard he plays the game. I like how he crashes the glass as well. That's something I don't think we talk about enough. But A lot of players on this Laker roster crash the glass extremely well, especially our guards. Guys like Caruso help on the glass. Guys like THT, who I'm very proud of this season. Even McLemore was crashing the glass the other night. So it's huge, man. You know. He said Drummond should have a big game since Gobert will not play. Again, Drummond's playing through injuries, so let's just relax on the expectations for now. Defensively is where I expect him to make an impact every game he's out there. So, yep. He said, as much as I want the Lakers to have an easy path to, I still want them to beat the Clippers and the Nets just to shut those doubters and skip brainless up. I like that YouTube watcher. He said skip brainless. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Skip brainless. That's funny, bro. Look, whatever happens, a championship is a championship. The bottom line is, if my team got there and won the championship and your team did it, you should be like this, whether we played you or not. That's the bottom line. One team was just clearly the best team, and that's the one that's holding the trophy at the end of the day. See, this ain't like March Madness, where it's one and done, and some teams get lucky sometimes because somebody might have had a bad game. No, you have to get lucky 4 times in a series to advance. At that point, it's not called luck. It's called skill. So 99.9% of the time, the best team wins in a series, right? So forget about easy path and all that BS. Bottom line is the champion is the best team. If you don't bow down to that, if you don't respect it, then that's just you trying to be ignorant and hard-headed. But bottom line, I know who the best team was last year, and I know who the best team is going to be at the end of the year this year. And that's going to be your Los Angeles Lakers, baby. So just hang in there. Let them all talk because they're all going to start backtracking as soon as the playoffs start. Jennifer Wallace says, Dan, I take the vaccine and I'm fine. That's good. I'm happy for you. You know, I ain't mad at you. Whatever you guys decide to do is up to you. I'm just telling you from people close to me, friends, family, friends of family, we have some pretty bad stories about vaccines. So I'm just going to sit back and relax. I mean, I have a pretty good immune system. Yes, I have asthma, so I do risk. But I've been, trying to stay safe with the mask and stuff. I am going to a little get together today. So you wish me luck. But, you got to show love to the friends and family. So he said, what's up, King DTLF? Andre and Markeith playing tonight. And is Drummond playing for Utah tonight? DMD. Donovan Mitchell, no. Donovan Mitchell's not playing. He's going to be out for a couple of games. So we're not going to see him in this little 2-game series. We're going to play the Jazz. So that's bad news for them and good news for us because Donovan's been killing, man. He's been absolutely killing it. He's up there in MVP conversation in my book because anytime you can have the Utah Jazz, who nobody expected to even be a top 3 team in the West, if you can have them up there in number 1, he's doing something right. So he's definitely in the conversation. Bottom line is we all know who the real MVP is, even with the injuries. It's been LeBron. Nobody has impressed as much. But Donovan Mitchell's been a killer. So we caught a break. But you never like to see a player get injured, and, it's unfortunate. But we'll see. Young Elder, he said, I want a double, not a double single, joking, from Drummond tonight. LOL. And Gasol needs minutes. Mamba thirst. Let's go. Appreciate you, Young Elder. And, that's not too much. That's not far-fetched to expect a double-double from Drummond. But a lot's going to depend on his minutes. Remember, he's been limited ever since he injured his toenail. He's been limited to like 20 minutes or so. So it would be impressive if he can get us a double-double in those 20 minutes. But we'll see. I like to have the, again, wait-and-see approach. And he should eat tonight, depending on if we feed him properly and don't force-feed him, and also how he's feeling from his toenail. But, it's not far-fetched to expect a double-double from Drummond. I think he can get those in his sleep, especially when healthy and he's getting the max amount of minutes he can. He said we should win. We should win the game, Dan. Yeah, tonight is looking like a dub, but nothing's official till it's official. So we got to make sure we execute and we come out here and we play hard, no matter who's on the floor. Remember, anybody can come out here and put up a game. For God's sakes, Jordan Clarkson has dropped a 50-piece, something I thought I'd never see. Yes, I love Jordan Clarkson, but to me, he's always been a 6-man type player. So for a 6-man type to drop a 50-piece, they got talent. They're well coached, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens today. But Lakers do have the tools. We do have the proper players to execute tonight and win the game. Let's just hope that that comes to fruition, because it would be a very frustrating loss if they did lose tonight. What's your opinion on the Knicks? Could they upset some top tier teams in the playoffs? They are solid defensively and play with heart. I mean, you broke it down. That's exactly my opinion on the Knicks, Ghost. I love the Knicks. Everybody knows they've always been my second favorite team. I love what my boy Julius is doing. I told my brother Lou, who's a diehard Knicks fan, he lives in New York. I told him, hey, man, you guys acquired a real beast, and I expect him to eventually become an all-star in New York. And Julius, he had a really great season as soon as he left Luke Walton's team and he went to Memphis, and he was peaking. And his first year there, he got acclimated, but this year he's really taken off. So I'm extremely proud of the boy Jew, man. He's killing it. Y'all haven't been seeing him play. Y'all been missing out. The boy's turned into a legit star, like all-star, legit. Now he's borderlining superstardom because he's a triple-double threat every night now. He's playing excellent defense, and he has a consistent three ball. So, I mean, he doesn't play out of control like he did when he was a rookie or even, sophomore. So Julius he's peaking right now, and he's looking spectacular. Now, my expectation for the Knicks is I think they can upset maybe one team in the playoffs, maybe in the first round. But depending who they match up against. If they match up against a hard team like Philly, probably not. A hard team like Milwaukee, probably not. Miami, probably not. But this is a matchup I would love to see in the first round. New York Knicks versus the Brooklyn Nets. Why? Because the Knicks' strength is the Brooklyn Nets' weakness, and that's defense, right? So I think that could even has the potential of being a 7-game series. I'm calling it right now. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'll say that Julius would be a tough cover for anybody on that Brooklyn Nets team. And not just Julius, but they got some great role players like Derrick Rose. Nerlens Noel's protecting the rim exceptionally well. And Taj Gibson off the bench is doing great. So again, that would be a fun series to watch. I would love it. I would love it. He said, "Do you think some celebrities be at the game tonight?" I don't know. I'm not sure if they're willing to risk their health this early into the vaccine sequence. When everybody's still getting the vaccines and trying to get healthy. So I'm not sure if celebrities would actually show up. That would be nice though to see a couple of them there for sure. He said, I'm calling Jazz the biggest threat. Wow, okay, that's major respect. Again, Carl, the Jazz historically have performed well throughout the regular season, even in the Carlos Boozer days when they had Karolinko, Darren Williams. But for some reason, they never really get far in the playoffs. So they're in a similar boat as the Clippers, where they're an amazing regular season team, but come playoff time, they suck, man. And let's not forget, they got eliminated by the 7-seed Warriors when they were the number 2 seed a while back. Or was it the Jazz? I'm not sure. I think it was the Jazz. Well, bottom line is the Jazz rarely get out of the second round. It's been a long time, probably since the Stockton days. So, yeah, I don't see them as being a legit threat till they show it to me. Once they show it to me, then, okay, I'll believe in them. But in the West Coast, you still got to watch out for Denver. You still got to watch out for teams like that because the West is stacked. You can't take the Portland Trailblazers light, even if they're one of the, teams trying to make it on the outside looking in. There's plenty of teams in the West that could punch you in the mouth. I mean, who wants to face Luka Doncic in a 7-game series after you guys saw what he did to the Clippers last year by himself without Kristaps, because Kristaps was injured. So, my man Jabari says, Dan, I'm aware you're focused on this season. Things can change from now to the offseason, but at the moment in time, who would you rather have next year, Andre Drummond or Dennis Schroeder? Well, I always look at what helps a team more. And while Dennis Schroeder is way more skilled offensively and he's got more speed and all this stuff, I take the big man because big men like Drummond are hard to find. There's not a lot of rim protecting, rebounding beasts out on the market. There's a lot of scoring combo type guards. Plus, we already have some on the roster. So I'm prioritizing the 7-footer over the 6-footer. But that's just me. That's just me, bro. A lot of people love Dennis, and it's understandable. He hasn't shown me enough. I'm gonna wait and see what he does in the playoffs. If he does that in the playoffs, man, then I'll be excited for him for sure. The Clippers are a threat. I don't know who they're a threat to. I mean, to the selfie game, maybe. Maybe they're out here applying for some model productions or something. Because I don't know. Honestly, they're not a threat to anybody in the NBA outside of the first round. Once they get into that second round, everybody has them pinned in there. The Clippers have always been historically when they build a good team, like when they had Elton Brand, Katino Mobley, and Corey McGetty, and all these guys. They've been a good regular season team. Come playoff time, they again, just like the Jazz, they underachieve. I don't believe it till I see it. What are they a threat to? They're not a threat. I mean, they were a threat to the Lakers last year. They couldn't get past Denver, and then Skip, or Flip Bayless or whatever you want to call him. He has the audacity to say the Lakers got lucky. He's like, nah, man, we didn't get lucky. We were where we're supposed to be. The Clippers don't ever get there. They got lucky they didn't get there. They would have got smacked. But hey, if you choose to believe in the Clippers, that's up to you. You want to be a Clipper fan? You want to be blinded by the light? Go for it. I'm not. I'm gonna be a realist. And realistically, historically, they've done nothing. They haven't even gotten out of the second round. Are they the only team in the league that's never been out of the second round? Somebody's gonna have to fact check that. But they might be the biggest mediocrist franchise of all time if they've never been in all of their historic years. They've never been out of the second round. That's embarrassing, man. So I don't know how you can vouch for that. That's like having a significant other that always cheats on you, but for some reason you're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Would you? I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. If it's happened before, it'll probably happen again, right? You gotta be smart, man. You can't let these things in life, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know what they, the saying, the cliches. Clippers ain't gonna fool me ever, man. You said Clippers are only a threat to melt down in the playoffs as usual. And let's be real. Let's be real. The San Diego Clippers, they started good this season because they acquired some good pieces. I haven't said that. For the first time, I told you guys, they needed a guard. They got one in Rondo. All right. They clogged that up. They needed a big man. They got one in Serge Ibaka, and Zubats is playing a lot better. I've seen the highlights. I definitely don't watch the games, but I've seen the highlights, and I could tell that they did get better this season. However, so did everybody else in the West. People act like the Clippers are the only team that exists in the West because that's who the haters, the Laker haters especially, are cheering for heavily. And so they're not the only team that got better in the West. The Lakers got better in the West. All right, especially, like I said, trade deadline, everybody was mad at Rob. I told you guys, he might end up winning the trade deadline after free agency buyouts, and he did that. He won it. Nobody made a bigger splash than Andre Drummond and Ben McLemore. I mean, the closest thing to that was Aaron Gordon. But, the Heat could have made a bigger splash had they acquired a healthy LaMarcus Aldridge. Now we know he's not healthy. And they already got Victor, but Vic is injured now. So who made the biggest splash? So far has been the Lakers. Drummond's going to make the biggest impact. Drummond is going to make the biggest impact in the playoffs more than any other player. Gordon is nice. He's a nice piece. But without Jamal Murray, they're not going far. What do you think about D-Wade being the owner in the ownership with the Jazz? I just don't like Utah, man. I've been there. I've been to Utah. You guys haven't heard the story? I'm a story time real quick. Me and my family walk in there, right? And I'm more light-skinned, so I could pull it off. But, I got some dark-skinned family members. We walk into a Carl's Jr., and I kid you not, the whole little restaurant turned around and just stared at us the whole time we were ordering and sat down to eat food. It was awkward and quiet. Me and my brother started cracking jokes to break the silence. But the racism in Utah is real, man. It's up there with Boston. So I'm not a big fan of Utah. So the fact that Dwayne Wade chose to invest into that is good for him business-wise. But if I was him, I wouldn't be investing into any racist cities, man. Forget about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's weird, bro. That is weird. So again, I've been to Utah several times. It's a beautiful state or whatever, Nevada. Obviously, everybody likes to go to Vegas, but I'm talking about Utah. Man, a lot of racism, and there's racism everywhere, really. So you can't categorize all the people. I'm sure there's good people over there as well. But I'm just saying, like, I've been to stores and it's like, whoa, it's in certain towns, So I'm not a huge fan of Utah, to be honest with you guys, like at all. Anywhere where there's racism, like I've been to downtown Riverside and there's racism a couple of miles from me. There's so many places, even in LA, But yeah, that's just how I feel about that. Thanks for the question, bro. Wade's been weird. Look at his family. Now, I'm not gonna judge somebody based on their family or their decisions. Yeah, I'm not here to judge. I'm definitely not here to judge. But I'm just saying, like, Wade there was a little puzzling to me. You would think he would want to invest into Miami or Chicago or one a better city, a city worth investing into. But it is what it is, man. He said, "I'm so glad the Flipper lost to the Sixers. ESPN loves the Flippers. The Sixers are legit. I've been saying, to me, they're my favorite to come out of the East, even after the Brooklyn trade. If they're healthy, if Joel Embiid is healthy and Ben Simmons and all their role players are ready to go, they got shooters, they got defenders, they got a 7-foot beast in Joel Embiid. Again, I've always told you, I'm a fan of his game, not a fan of his attitude, but he makes the game fun to watch with his trash talking and all that. So I give him his props. Bottom line is that's a team that's going to be a force if they're healthy. I think they do have a chance of coming out of the East. So does Miami. People forget they just made it out. If Victor's healthy, they got better as well. So, there's some options there. But we'll see. He said, racism will never be abolished as long as humans are around. Wow. That's a hot take for sure. It could be if people were just more kind and compassionate, man. That's honestly all you have to do is look around the world and see all these innocent people getting killed by police brutality and just have a little bit of compassion. If you don't have compassion, there's something wrong with you, man. You got to look in the mirror. It starts with yourself, so we can all help make this world a little bit better one day at a time, but you have to look in the mirror, man. Bottom line. He said, yes, sir. J. Cole fooled me one time. Shame on you. Fooled me twice. Oh, yep. The chopper verse. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, sir. He said the Bucks were one small forward away from coming out. I'm saying the East is actually pretty competitive, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen there. But I mean, anybody could come out. It could be Brooklyn because obviously they have the most talent. It could be Miami because they probably play one of the better defenses in the league. Gotta respect Jimmy and what he does, and same with Bam and the boys. They got shooting as well. It could be anybody. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting playoffs, that's for sure. And I would love to see some upsets as long as they don't involve my team. As long as my team's not the one getting upset. Did you see the post ESPN LA posted asking who would you rather root for, the Clippers or Celtics? We're in the finals. Come on, man. We ain't rooting for nobody there. If the Celtics and Clippers ever made it to the finals, ain't nobody watching that. Who's watching the Clippers Celtics in the finals? I'm not. I guarantee I'll probably watch the highlights to see what happened at the end. But there's no way I'm rooting for either of those two garbage-ass teams. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's game time, though, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, there will be no post-game recap. I'm out today. I got to get my party on. But I will be here tomorrow morning, probably, most likely, unless something changes. And we're going to recap the game with highlights. I will be watching, however, and so I won't be on Twitter as I usually am or none of that because I'm on my way to Los Angeles. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. Take it easy. Have fun. Enjoy the game. Go Lakers. We should get the win. Thank you for the donation, Young Elder, and everybody who liked the channel as well. I appreciate y'all. And should be fun. I'll see you guys right here for the post-game recap tomorrow.